Hello YouTube friends, Dr. Teresa here. Today I wanted to share with you my review of a product that I recently acquired called Seahorse Buddy. I was looking for something that would not only help me reduce the amount of shrimp that would go into the water column and eventually into the filter, but also something that made it a little bit easier for me to reach the feeding dish with the aquarium tube that I usually use to pour mice's shrimp down into the feeding dish. So my daughter-in-law sent me a photo of this Seahorse Buddy. This is a photo from their website, and it was intriguing because it was a nice sized dish. It was deep but not too deep. It had a bar or a rail around the edges so that seahorses had hitching posts for it. And it fastened with a suction cup so I could have upfront viewing and also adjust the height that I wanted. Well, I did look at the price and it was pretty expensive. First of all, it comes all the way from Australia and I'm in the United States. So even converting the dollars into US dollars, the product itself was pretty expensive. And then of course the shipping was about 50% of the total product cost. But as I thought about it, keeping the aquarium clean is very important for the seahorse health. And in the end, the Seahorse Buddy was going to be a lot less expensive than replacing a seahorse and a lot less emotional for that matter. So I went ahead and ordered. It took about 3 weeks to arrive, which is pretty fast considering it was an international delivery. It was packaged very well. This is the box that it came in, and it was packed well with those shipping peanuts that are often used for shipping boxes to protect the contents. And the Seahorse Buddy, along with 2 suction cups, were inside of this plastic bag. Now you can see that this suction cup is unique looking. It has a rubberish back that adheres to the aquarium, plus a plastic front, and then a little plastic fastener that screws on. So this is the spare, and I have the Seahorse Buddy in the aquarium. And when I first put it in the first day, I actually had trouble having the Seahorse Buddy stay in place. It kept falling down after about an hour. I did reach out to the company and they responded right away within 24 hours with very specific tips that they recommended. And in the end, what I ended up doing based on their recommendations is the area that I wanted to adhere the suction cup, I cleaned very, very well so there was no residue at all. Then I detached the suction cup from the feeding dish and put the suction cup onto the glass wall of the aquarium first by itself. So I was able to really use the pressure of the plastic piece that was in front of the suction cup and push the suction cup very well onto the aquarium wall. Once the suction cup was added, then I was able to insert the dish over to the little screw that was part of the suction cup, and then the little screw-on securing piece that held everything in place. And that's been working great. So the company's recommendations were spot on, and I appreciate the time that they took to give me that information. Once the Seahorse Buddy was secure, there was a little bit of a learning curve for the seahorses. I had the Seahorse Buddy up higher in the water column, but they kept trying to come at the food that they could see either from the bottom or the side, and they couldn't figure out that they had to come up over the top. So I lowered the Seahorse Buddy down to a point that was low enough that when they were looking from their other hitching posts, they could see over the top of it and realize to go in from above. Also still leaving it high enough so I had plenty of space to use my little tube that I add the mice's shrimp in to pour in to the feeding dish for the seahorses. You can see that they did figure out how to get in, and they're doing very well. Occasionally they still forget that they have to go over the top, but for the most part they see the feeding tube and they know to go in and get the food from above. One thing that I have noticed over the couple of weeks that I've had this product is that when seahorses are spending a lot of time feeding, they also are producing waste that ends up in the Seahorse Buddy. Well, I don't like that the waste is mixing with the food, but a lot of times there's just a tiny bit left anyway. The thing that is nice about that is that I use my turkey baster dedicated towards the aquarium only, and then I just baste out the waste and any leftover food and get it out of there. So in a way it does make it easier to keep the aquarium clean, and then I don't have to vacuum off the sponges that acquire the extra waste and food in the end anyway. So essentially this product is doing what I want. I'm pretty satisfied with it. And if you're already investing in seahorses, you know that it's very expensive. I definitely recommend this product, and I think it's worth considering if you want a strategy for target feeding your seahorses as well as keeping your aquarium as clean as possible. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this information useful. I hope to see you next time. Take care.